The night the storm rolled over Dustfall Ridge, the sky cracked open in a roar so violent it shook the wooden posts of the old Baxter ranch. Cole Baxter tugged his coat tighter around his shoulders and stepped onto the porch, boots splashing in the cold rain. He'd spent the whole day gathering cattle scattered by the winds, and every muscle begged him to call it quits. But some instinct made him pause. A sound cut through the storm, not the cry of an animal, not the groan of loose boards, a human voice, sharp, panicked, faint. He grabbed his lantern and hurried toward the fence line. The beam wavered across the mud, and there, half collapsed, beside the wagon trail, lay a woman clutching a bundle. Her dress was torn, soaked through, and her hair stuck flat against her face. When she lifted her head, her lips trembled too hard to form words. Cole knelt. "Ma'am, you hurt?" She blinked rain from her lashes, whispering something he barely caught. "Nowhere." Nowhere left to go. Lightning flashed behind her, revealing the truth. She wasn't holding a bundle. She was holding a child, a boy no more than 5, his cheeks blue from the cold. Cole swallowed hard. He'd seen plenty of rough sights in his life, but nothing like this. "Stay awake," he ordered. "You're all right now. You hear me?" Another whisper. "Please, don't leave us." "Not planning on it," he said, already lifting her in his arms. The boy cradled between them. She weighed almost nothing, just bones and desperation. The kind of desperation a person got when the world had forgotten them. Inside the cabin, the fire was low but warm enough. Cole set her on the bed, wrapped the boy in blankets, and stoked the flames. The boy shivered once, then drifted into uneasy sleep. The woman tried to sit up. "I shouldn't be here. We'll bring trouble." "You already brought trouble," Cole said bluntly. "But I'm not sending you back into a storm." Her eyes filled with tears that looked older than her. "My husband died last winter. Folks said the debt he left was mine. Men came after us. I ran. I shouldn't have. I had nowhere left to go." Cole met her gaze, shaking, begging, broken, and something fierce rose inside. Him, protective, angry, dangerous. "Now you do," he said quietly. Then he lifted her chin so she couldn't look away. "With me." Her breath caught, as if no one had said something kind to her in years. The storm raged outside, slamming the shutters, but inside the cabin a different kind of storm had begun, one that neither of them yet understood. That night she kept waking, startled by shadows. Cole didn't touch her, didn't ask questions, but when she jolted upright from a nightmare, he spoke from the chair beside the bed. "You're safe. I'm right here." She studied his silhouette in the firelight. "Why are you helping us?" Cole hesitated. "Because I know what it looks like when someone's running from a life that tried to break them, and because no woman carrying a child through a storm deserves to be alone." She looked at her boy, sleeping peacefully for the first time in days. Her voice cracked. "My name is Evelyn." "Cole," he said. "Get some rest, Evelyn. Tomorrow we talk." But the next morning brought something far worse than conversation. It brought riders. Cole saw them first through the crack in the shutters. 3 men on horseback, circling the ranch, rifles ready, not drifting cowhands, not travelers. Men hunting something, or someone. He turned to Evelyn. She froze at the window, recognizing them instantly, her face drained of color. "Cole, they're from Carson's gang. He owned the land my husband worked. He said I owed him a life for a life. I ran before he could take my son." Cole's jaw clenched so tight it hurt. "Hide in the cellar. Take the boy. Don't make a sound." "No, Cole, they'll kill you." He held up a hand. "I ain't dying today, go." Evelyn grabbed her boy and slipped beneath the floorboards. Just as a fist pounded on the door, Cole opened it slow. The man in front grinned with gold teeth. "Morning, Cowboy. We're looking for a woman."
"A thief, a liar."
"Took something that wasn't hers." "Funny," Cole said calmly. "I don't recall seeing anyone like that." Goldtooth's grin twisted. "We tracked her wagon straight to your fence line." Cole shrugged. "Storm blows all sorts of things around." The man leaned closer. "If she's here, you're protecting a criminal." "Doesn't bother me," Cole said. "I've been called worse." A tense moment passed. One of the riders circled toward the barn. Cole stepped forward. "You're trespassing. And you're outnumbered," the man sneered. Cole smiled, cold and slow. "You'd be surprised how little that matters." The man reached for his gun. Cole moved faster. A single shot cracked through the cold morning air. Goldtooth staggered, clutching his hand, dropping the weapon. The other two reeled back, spooked. Cole cocked the rifle again. Next one goes through your boot. Third goes through your horse. Fourth goes through you. Which you want? The men cursed, retreating fast. This ain't over, Baxter. She belongs to us. Not anymore, Cole said. Not ever again. When the hoofbeats faded, he opened the cellar hatch. Evelyn was trembling, clutching her son, tears streaking her cheeks. You could have been killed. He knelt beside her. I told you. You're safe here. She shook her head. I don't understand why. Why risk your life for me? Cole brushed a strand of hair from her. Face something he'd wanted to do since the moment he found her in the storm. Because some people deserve a chance to start over. And because when you said you had nowhere left to go, she held his stare, breathing unevenly. I meant what I said, Cole whispered. Now you do, with me. Evelyn covered her mouth, choking on a sob that held months of fear and gratitude. She leaned into him, slowly at first, then fully, like someone finally surrendering to safety. Cole wrapped his arms around her, careful but certain. Above them, sunlight broke through the storm clouds, spilling over the ranch like a promise. Behind them, her boy blinked awake, looking between the two adults with wary hope. Cole smiled at him. You hungry, kid? The boy nodded shyly. Evelyn let out a trembling laugh, her first in a very long time. Maybe the world hadn't ended for them after all. Maybe, just maybe, it was finally beginning. The hours after the riders left passed in a strange, heavy quiet, the kind that makes every sound feel louder, every breath sharper. Cole didn't wander far from the cabin. He sat on the porch sharpening his knife, boots planted firm, eyes scanning the horizon like he expected the men to return at any moment. Truth was, he did. Men like Carson's gang didn't quit. They didn't get embarrassed and walk away. They came back angrier. Inside the cabin, Evelyn kept pacing. She tried to sit, tried to sew, tried to busy her hands with anything. But every creak of the boards made her flinch. Her son clung to her, skirt until she gently nudged him toward the table with a smile too forced to hide the shaking in her voice. Cole finally stepped inside, wiping rain and dust from his hands. If you keep pacing like that, Evelyn, you'll leave grooves in my floorboards. She stopped, embarrassed. I'm trying not to think. That work for you? He asked softly. No, she admitted. Her chin trembled. Cole, you don't understand. Carson doesn't let things go. He's done worse for less. He won't stop until he takes my boy. Until he... Cole stepped closer, slow but steady. Look at me. She didn't. Her gaze stayed glued to the floor until he gently touched her arm, guiding her eyes to his. You're not alone anymore. I'm not letting anything happen to you or that boy. I gave you my word. Evelyn's breath shook. Men have given me words before. And broke them? He asked. She nodded. Well, Cole said, voice low and certain. I don't. Her eyes softened, but fear lingered like a shadow behind them. What if they come at night? What if they burn the cabin? What if... Then I put them in the ground, Cole said simply. He wasn't boasting. He wasn't trying to scare her. He was speaking a truth carved from years of surviving things. Men shouldn't survive. But Evelyn wasn't thinking about violence. She was thinking about something else entirely. As she stared at him, something she didn't dare say. The boy tugged on Cole's coat. Mr. Cole, can I help on the ranch? Cole blinked in surprise. Help? You're barely tall enough to see over the table. Evelyn flushed. He just wants to feel useful. There was never time for him to be a child. Cole crouched, looking the boy in the eyes. Tell you what, you can help me feed the chickens. That sound all right? The boy nodded so hard his curls bounced. Cole stood, except Evelyn hadn't moved away. They stood closer than either realized. Too close, and for a heartbeat she forgot fear. But the moment shattered when a distant echo rolled across the plains. Hoofbeats, Cole's face hardened instantly. Get to the back room. Stay low. Evelyn grabbed her son, heart slamming against her ribs. They ducked into the room just as Cole stepped onto the porch, rifle in hand. The hoofbeats grew louder, faster, pounding the earth like thunder. But when the riders crested the hill, Cole exhaled, a rare breath of relief. Sheriff Dalton. The sheriff dismounted, hat dripping with rain. Heard shots earlier. You all right, Baxter? Cole nodded. Trouble passed through. Carson's men. Dalton cursed under his breath. They've been stirring up dust all over the county. You hiding someone thereafter? Cole didn't answer immediately. He looked toward the back room where Evelyn hid, trembling. Dalton's eyes followed. I take that as a yes. She's innocent, Cole said sharply. They're hunting her like she's property. Dalton sighed. Cole, you know, harboring a fugitive. She's no fugitive, Cole cut in, voice flint and fire. She's a widow running from the kind of men you should be, dragging to the gallows. Dalton studied him a long moment. Is she safe to come out? Cole nodded once. Evelyn stepped out slowly, holding her son's hand. Her eyes flicked from Cole to the sheriff, wary but brave. Dalton removed his hat. Ma'am, I ain't here to harm you, but I need the truth. Evelyn swallowed. Carson said my husband owed him. After he died, Carson demanded I pay, with myself. I ran. I won't let that man lay a hand on my child. Dalton's jaw tightened. That lines up with some things I've heard. Hope flickered across Evelyn's face. So you believe me? Yes, ma'am. But believing and protecting are two different things. He turned to Cole. Carson's gathering more men. Word is he plans to ride after dark. Evelyn's knees buckled. Cole grabbed her before she fell. Dalton continued grimly. You can't stay here. He'll burn this ranch to cinders. Then we take the fight to him, Cole said. No, Dalton said firmly. You take the woman and the boy to the safe house near Red Hollow. I'll rally my deputies. Carson wants a war, he'll get one. Cole nodded. We'll leave by dusk. Dalton mounted again. And Baxter, keep her close. Carson's desperate. Desperate men don't think straight. When he rode off, Evelyn turned to Cole. I'm putting you in danger. All of this is because of me. Cole cupped her face gently, forcing her to meet his eyes. No, this is because a man thinks he owns what he doesn't. I don't regret a damn thing. Tears spilled down her cheeks. Why are you doing this? Cole's voice dropped, rough as gravel. Because the night I found you in that storm, something in me knew I'd never let anything happen to you. Not now, not ever. Evelyn covered his hand with hers. Cole. He leaned closer, not to kiss her, not to claim her, but to anchor her. When I said, you had somewhere to go with me, I meant all the way. Wherever that road leads. Outside, the sun dipped low, staining the sky in blood-red streaks. Danger was coming, but for the first time since her husband died, Evelyn wasn't running alone. She wasn't running at all. She was standing because Cole stood with her.